Hey guys, back so soon I know, but I wanted to expand on what I was talking about in the video I put out just a couple of days ago, where I was talking about the cycles of growth that we go through as artists, specifically the part of the cycle where you are feeling like you're due a growth spurt and you feel a bit dissatisfied with where you're at. So I wanted to just share a few of the things that I do to get me through that stage. This video is sponsored by Skillshare, so shout out to them for that. Also, if you're interested in this t-shirt, this was actually sent to me by one of you lovely lot, one of you great viewers. They run a blog and Instagram called You Run Like a Girl, and they share really empowering content, stories of all different kinds of women, and they've set up this clothing line with a percentage of the proceeds going towards the Canadian Mental Health Association. They're just doing really good stuff. They're trying to put the word out there, and I know that there are quite a few things out there like this at the moment, but what I like about this particular brand, what stands out for me with them, is the inclusivity of it, just like little big things, like the fact that these t-shirts come in a huge range of sizes so that anyone, any size gets to be cute. And I don't know, just the spectrum of different women that they talk to, all the different stories that they've assembled. Yeah, I will have all important links in the description, so if you're interested, check it out or whatever. But back to the topic of today's video. This is going to be a drawing one, so let's get started. So as I was saying a couple of days ago, I've been feeling the need to shake things up a little bit with my art. And I've been spending a lot of time just experimenting and having fun, trying things just for the sake of it, knowing that I'm not necessarily gonna adopt it into my style at all, but just doing it because I wanted to. And I was really pleased to see how many of you in the comments of that video could kind of relate to that creative cycle that I described. So I thought I would just come on here today and share a few of the things that I've been doing in this growth period that you might find helpful for finding your creative voice as well. The main thing, as I talked about in the last video, has been temporarily isolating myself from feedback. I want to give myself just a good little incubation period where all my ideas are organic and genuine and all mine, so I don't share what I'm doing in that time. I actually do a lot of work in my everything book, which is kind of like the no pressure sketchbook that I used to talk about, but even messier. So this is my everything book, and in here I write, stuff dripping out of it. I write to-do lists. I will do swatches of new pens and things. I'll scribble in there if my biro's not working, or I will use the pages as scrap paper to wipe my paintbrush off on. I'll sketch out random ideas. I also do a lot of studies or just plain copying other people's work, because I can do that in here. I can do whatever I want in here because I'm not going to show anyone any of it ever. Sorry. And because of that, that's where I can find my truest voice. And we all need somewhere that we can have that. You can use a cheap sketchbook, you can use a notebook, it doesn't matter if the page is aligned or anything like that. You could just use pieces of scrap paper if that's all you have. As long as you've got somewhere that you can do anything without even a second of a thought of what other people might think or what it means, just getting stuff down in here is going to lead you somewhere, and it might not lead where you think it's going to go, but you'll never know until you start and just see where it takes you. I got the idea for an everything book from a Skillshare class that I watched right when I was at the peak of my dissatisfaction with my work. And I apologise, by the way, if you can hear weird noises outside. The sun's out, so everyone's out cutting their hedges and stuff. But yeah, this class that I took, it was about finding your voice as an artist, and there were a few different exercises in there that really helped me jump an exploration of my art. The teacher is really engaging and really relatable as well. She's got a few classes that I found great for more the less practical side of illustration and the more almost emotional side of it. She's the kind of person that if I had gone to art school, I would have loved to have taught me. But yeah, as I said, in that class, she really teaches you through a few different practical exercises just how you can explore your own art, your own ideas, and maybe things that are holding you back. You guys know by now, Skillshare is my jam. I love being able to share classes with you guys that I've discovered, and I also love hearing what you guys have learned from them as well. But if you don't know by now, Skillshare is an online learning community. They have over 17,000 classes on there on all sorts of stuff. I have used them for my video editing. I've been using them recently for writing classes actually. I've been looking at working on a fun little project that I want to try out, but I've needed a little bit of help in terms of learning writing. I've also found some great classes on creativity and the different struggles that you come across when you are a freelancer, when you're an artist, or just when you're someone that's pursuing any kind of creative craft, I guess. They are offering the first 500 of you guys who click on the link below 2 months of free premium membership. After that, it's $10 a month if you go for the annual plan. It's great stuff, it really is, and if nothing else, I would love for you guys to just check out the one class that I'm talking about in this video. If you're thinking about it, just try that free link below and just check out this class. It's so good and a lot of fun, and it really helped me out of a real slump in my creativity. So we've talked about isolation and we've talked about the everything book. My third thing, which might be a bit unexpected, is actually copying, and it's a touchy subject. So before I do get into this one, there are a million different opinions on copying, but I'm in the camp of do it responsibly, you know, do it in moderation and keep it to yourself. There's no need to be sharing things that you've copied online. If you are going to share online, obviously credit people properly, but yeah, I think it's just safer to just keep it to yourself. There's no reason to share things that you've copied. And it is a controversial topic, but I have to say that a lot, if not most, of what I have learned since I started drawing has come from the very early days where I used to trace, literally just trace pictures of Snow White and Ariel, and the little lessons that I learned from that I've just taken with me throughout my whole drawing career. Just things that I've picked up and use now without even realising it, without knowing that that's where it came from, those days of just copying and tracing. Because the best part is it doesn't really feel like learning, it feels really easy. And the same still applies now when I'm so much older. I still learn a lot from... You learn a lot about making sense of someone's work and their process by trying to create it yourself. For copying to be useful and not detrimental, you do have to do it properly. Again, just for the avoidance of any doubt, it's best not to share what you've done online, and if you do, again, remember to credit people properly. Don't just choose one artist to copy from as well. If you find yourself in this habit of going to draw something and thinking, how would so-and-so draw it, then you're probably in a bit too deep. And make sure that you are spending more time on your own original work than you are on recreating other people's. We are looking for our own voice, remember, not our version of someone else's, so just keep that in mind. The point of copying for me is to get a feel for something new without committing to fully understanding it. It's like art without the pressure and with a few lessons thrown in there for free. So those are just a few things that I do when I feel like my art needs a bit of shaking up. Let me know if you guys have anything that you do when you feel like your art style needs a bit of an overhaul. And don't forget to check below for any useful links in the description. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon for the next one. Maybe soon, we'll see. Okay, bye.